running all the way back to Boston. The blunderbuss. This one here is from Military Heritage. We've had this one for well over a year now. Pretty fun gun to shoot, really fun gun to shoot actually. The gun's held up well, it really has. It's got a fast lock time, all that good stuff. But let's talk about a little bit about the origins of the blunderbuss. Now, from what I've been reading, the blunderbuss originated in either Holland or Germany in the early 1600s, late 1500s. There were blunderbuss matchlocks, and later on dog locks, and then flintlocks. And these guns were, from everything I can tell, they were mainly designed for a few things: coach riders, people to defend their homes with, and mariners. And what I mean by mariners is sailors. So these guns, they are not meant to be fired with a single shot. I'll just tell you that right now. There's some people on the internet say, well, it's just a smoothbore musket with a flared muzzle. And yeah, that's kind of true, but I'll tell you a few reasons why I don't think this thing was designed to be just to fire one projectile. One reason's going to be because if you ever try to load a paper cartridge in one of these, which I have before in the past, you can't hardly do it. The paper wants to bend over and fold over. It's just a pain to do. Another reason is when you go and throw this thing up to your shoulder to aim it, not only do you not have a front sight or a rear sight, you have this giant sweeping bell out the end of the barrel. And that thing obstructs a lot of what's in front of you. Not too big of a deal if you're loaded up with 20 buckshot pellets and a big old charge of powder, which you can do with this thing. There's nobody behind the camera right now, but I just want you to see here, the end of that barrel is 7/16 of an inch thick. The barrel is 7/16 of an inch thick. So you can load this thing pretty warm. These guns were used all throughout the 18th century, the 17th century, and even about halfway through the 19th century. There are accounts of people taking these out west with them as late as 1840. So that's kind of a cool little deal. And the reason why is because, let's be honest, you can load pretty much anything in this gun and you can shoot it out. Matter of fact, sailors would shoot something out of it known as bundle shot, which I just discovered today. And I'm not gonna do it because it'll tear this gun up. But what it was a handful of steel rods about 3 inches long, and they would be bundled up about the diameter of the bore. And you'd load those down on a wad on top of a charge of powder. And when you fire that out, all of those little steel rods are gonna come flying out of the end of this thing, break apart, and they're just going to, it's gonna be pretty bad. And there are accounts of sailors loading everything from buckshot pellets to bundle shot, swan shot, gravel, glass, just all sorts of nasty stuff you could shoot out of these. But enough of me talking for a second here. Let's go ahead and let's take a few more shots with this thing. All right, let me show you what this flared muzzle is good for. See here, I got about, I don't know, 12 pellets of double-aught buck or something like that. I can't really show it to the camera, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's quite a few. And we'll just dump all those down the barrel and wad them on top. I know everybody's like, oh, you're looking down the barrel, but I gotta see that wad is gonna hit flat. And those are kind of loose, so I'm gonna have to put a leaf on top, green leaf, to hold the wad in a little bit better. There we go. I got the old flippy, spinny target thingy set up here, and we'll just see if we can hit more than one of them if we aim at one. So I only hit one of those, but holy cow, did that thing hit hard. So interesting thing about the blunderbuss is that there was actually a pistol version of the blunderbuss that was called the Dragon. And these started to find quite a bit of popularity with cavalry, and it got to the point that the men that would carry the little blunderbuss pistols, the little dragons, were essentially called the Dragoons, and that is where Dragoons get their names from. General Washington had actually had a lot of men armed with dragon flintlock blunderbuss pistols and blunderbuss carbines. So the old blunderbuss, she did pretty good for a pretty long period of time, and like I said, made it all the way out until the 1840s, was still a viable weapon. But around the time of the 1840s, rifled carbines took over for cavalry use. It wasn't really used again in a military after that time frame. Well guys, that's about all I got for you today. There was something I was gonna do a long time ago and I never did. I was gonna read you this powder horn that my wife got for me for my birthday. That is a beautiful powder horn. All ages shall speak with amaze and applause of the courage we'll show in support of our cause. To die we can bear, but to serve we do disdain, for shame is to free men more dreadful than pain. Sons of Liberty, 3%. Trust in God, but keep your powder dry. Thank you for watching. The creature has emerged from the brown lagoon. That was exciting. You see here in Kansas, we don't got very many oceans. We don't even have very many rivers. We do have a pond. It's not very deep. Definitely not near deep enough for a librarian freighter.
Or a creature from the brown lagoon.
Or a creature from the, it's more the green lagoon when you look at it.
Oh, that's right, and kicked up all the mud and seaweed.